Where I'm at just now is it kind of feels like what's happened is that my mum has bombarded me at birth with this big, huge, ugly jumper. And I'm kind of forced to wear it. That's all she gives me. And I'm like, okay, I can tolerate being this, I can tolerate doing this, and I can tolerate acting this way. I'm mentally uncomfortable because, I don't know, maybe this jumper is like scratchy. Maybe this jumper doesn't fit me properly. Maybe it's too tight. Maybe it's too big. I'm uncomfortable, but I can tolerate it. However, as I grow, the jumper is getting scratchier. The jumper is getting bigger, smaller. It's getting more uncomfortable. And then I'm like, okay, there's got to be more things in the closet for me to look at. And so I go back in the closet. I open the closet, and there's more jumpers. And I go through them one by one, and then I finally find one that fits. It's wrong to say that it was a discovery because I think that implies that it was an epiphany, which it wasn't. I'd say I shifted a lot in a month. At the start of the month, I was like, I'm going to do this very masculinized drag. And I'm going to go out and be a big, massive butch lesbian. And I'm going to, do this very, I don't know if you've seen it, but the harsh contours, the chest plates. And I respect that drag so much, but I soon found out that it was not for me. Fuck Puppet is located centre stage, a lonely yellow gel sidelight barely illuminating their face. The something enters centre stage left, its form dynamic and fluid, all features blurred, aside from one, a huge protruding, pulsating cucumber. Something mounts my back. It unwraps my skin, entering from behind. A touch I felt before, its pain seducing minds to the surface, aware of the body that's wearing me. All my life, performance had been something that happened. Like, it's now. Performances when I step out into this environment, I'm wearing this. Performances when I'm in this exam and I have a leotard on and I have my ballet shoes on and there's an examiner in front of me. There's an environment shift. There's a mental state shift. It just wasn't the way I wanted performance to be. The more theory I read about gender being a performance, the more I was like, I'm always in drag. I've just not always got a full beard on, but I'm always in drag. I'm always performing. I'm always performing an identity for someone, for some purpose. The way I am in classes is not the same way as I am with my friends, not the same way as I am with my parents, not the same way as I am at work. Why couldn't I do drag in any environment? Why do I have to change my mental state? Why do I have to look a certain way? Why do I have to caricature this concept of masculinity to have people see that, yeah, everything I do is one variant of drag? It very much ties into the fact that I'm a dyke, and by nature I'm performing all the time. A lot of my gender, I've noticed now, ties in with what happened when I was repressing my sexuality. As in, I went through so many different identities, trying new things, trying to appease people, trying to get validation. But when you're resisting that place of otherness, resisting the otherness of being a lesbian and being gay, you sacrifice parts of your identity. And I ended up really fractured. And even now, like, the straight self, the fucking little fucking shadow, is still penetrating and still fucking fragmenting my concept of identity. Within the binary of woman and man, there's this thin line of just euphoria. I don't know quite how to put my finger on it, but there's a thin line where it just feels comfy, and I'm the most comfortable and content I've ever been, but I still have a yearning. And I haven't found what that yearning is. It's still there. It's a process, and I'm not looking for an end. I'm just following the yearning. Cucumber stopped moving. It's clinging to me now, like a backpack, one I want to burn. Cupping my face, forced to endure its gaze, the gaze of the self. Shaking, scared, partial subject that haunts me, the one masturbating in the closet. It's the self that holds my pain. We share a heart, a pain slut, in the least kinkiest way. Momentary unconsciousness, backpack still strapped. Resting, preparing, recovering, for tomorrow, happen all over again. It's a gender fuck.